Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers. In this short review, I'm going to look at a book from Edward Elgar Publishing Limited, an independent publishers. They have produced a book called The Challenge of Human Rights, Past, Present and Future, edited by David Keane and Yvonne McDermott. This is the book here. We'll have a look at it in a minute. I've written a review with my wife, which is on the web, and we've given it the title, A Positive Approach to the Future of Human Rights Laws. And really that's what this is about. It's very useful, I think, for postgraduate students and people interested in where we're going with human rights law, because there has been a lot of change and a lot more is on the cards, but no agreement has been reached certainly in this country, United Kingdom, by the coalition government on the way forward. So it's a bit in abeyance here as we approach the anniversary of Magna Carta. What we say, though, is that this new work from Edward Elgar is to be welcomed for two reasons. One, the need to set a new agenda on what we want by way of human rights in the future, and second, to see what we can learn from a contemporary assessment of our current human rights and how far we can actually go practically. Is it the right time, for instance, for underage 18 under age persons to be voting? That's one issue. There are many other issues, and we will be moving on with that type of thing in the future. So Keane and McDermott are, in our view, to be congratulated on bringing together 18 distinguished contributors who offer a new insight in today's human rights issues. The foreword is worth reading. I'll show you that in a moment. It's been written by Professor Joshua Castellino, who's a contributor himself, and it outlines the broad task confronting the modern human rights industry, if I can call it that, with a bald truth that the drafters of the original Universal Declaration of Human Rights after World War II have a mixed track record on what they were trying to achieve since 1945. He goes further and says that what we have with the Declaration at the moment is an important legacy in the creation of an entire system of international human rights law, but with the inconsistent results, not only failing to prevent large-scale human rights violations, but proving inconsistent in tackling the slower drip of discriminatory treatment of individuals and communities. Now you can see that's a very big agenda. Now that's the book itself. You can see here that there are comments taken from the professor's introduction to this book, but you can see immediately that it's a very well thought out book. That's the contents section there. The actual back of the book has a very useful index, and then you've got very much what we'd expect. Paragraph numbering at the sides to find things, very detailed information in the footnotes, and there is a huge amount of information which, as I indicated before, would be of great help to anybody who is actually doing possibly postgraduate studies in this area of law. What you have got again is an introduction, the middle bit, and then a conclusion. You see right at the end there's a useful conclusion again in one of the contributions. I'm very pleased with this book. I'd like to thank all the people who've been involved in producing it. It's an excellent contribution. We've got a lot of work to do to move forward, but I think this helps. Thank you. Bye-bye.